some good feet.
Hello for a very hot day in Bangkok. We are about to board a ferry and go over to Wat Pho, Wat Arun and the Grand Palace for a little temple excursion.
Okay, change of plans. We're not getting on the ferry here because it is out of order. Why it's out of order, or how you know it's out of order before you get here, are kind of beyond us. We'll see you at the next ferry stop. So the second try is working a lot better. We've actually managed to get tickets this time, which is good.
Yeah.
16 baht per person, so 32. Seems about right for a...
Our hotel lady told us it was 10 to 20 baht per person, so seems about right.
Is that right? So far so good. Next stop, Wat Arun.
This is the boat. Oh, this isn't the boat, this is the loading bay, I see. I was like, it's like we're dying today.
There it is. Crash as the boat arrives. Seems like a pretty exciting way to get around.
Yeah. So it seems that the boat waits for no man. You're on, or like you're not, and it's gonna go.
It goes. And it proper smashes into the piers when it stops. The chaos of that ride, oh my god.
It was terrifying, my gosh.
It's not normally that you get to rank public transport on one of the scariest things you do during the day, but it was way worse than the tuk-tuk we took the other night, right?
Yeah, that was terrifying.
And just the whistling and like the noise of it and how much it just crashes into the jetty at the end.
And then the guy who was like tying the boat, he was like stood on the other side of the like safety rails and just like leapt onto the jetty to tie the boat, and I was like, oh my gosh.
It wasn't like a small jump either, it was like a good meter and a half.
Like he could have done a long jump like in the Olympics. We got our tickets, we're inside the temple, and our tickets included free water. Yay!
The temple we're standing under now is called Wat Arun, and it's over 300 years old. It's recently been reopened at the time where we're coming here, as it had a bunch of renovations carried out between 2013 and 2017, so it has recently been opened again. It's quite famous for its super steep staircases that run up the side, which people liken to a sort of staircase to heaven.
By the sweat pouring down my face, but it is ridiculously hot today. The sun is out in full blow, I guess. It is really kind of difficult to be out in the sun and enjoying this, but it is so beautiful. We're gonna stick it out and enjoy the sights. We've made it over to the Grand Palace now, and they give you a little cutie umbrella to keep the sun off of you, which is great because Wat Arun was just in the sun and really hot. So we didn't have to pay to get into here, which is good. And now we're just gonna have a little wander around, find out some facts, because I don't know any right now. Get back to you.
One thing I think that's kind of interesting about the Grand Palace compared to the other places we've been to is there's a really strict dress code here.
Oh, really strict, yeah.
While temples and holy places in most parts of Asia have pretty strict dress codes, the dress code here is seemingly even stricter, to the point where if you're a woman and you're wearing a vest top with a scarf to cover your shoulders, that's actually not allowed. It has to be full-on sleeved shirts, long trousers, long skirts, and they're pretty strict on it.
Yeah, there's security at the front gate and they're stopping everyone and checking what you're wearing. And it's not like the other temples we've been to where they've been like, okay, come over, get a song. It's like looking you up and down, like, okay, you're good, you can come in.
And there is no rental of sarongs or rental of scarves or anything like that. It is make sure you dress appropriately if you come to the palace, which is fair enough, to be honest.
So my advice before of packing a temple outfit, do pack a temple outfit, because not everywhere has sarongs you can borrow.
They do have umbrellas though.
I love my cutie umbrella.
Maybe it'll be a new permanent fixture to our travelling kit.
Not only do they give you cutie umbrellas, there's also misting fans. As demonstrated so wonderfully by Kyle. And do you know what is really needed today? It's only 32 degrees, but with the humidity it feels like 40. It's horrendous.
It's hot. It's real hot. Okay, retracting our earlier statement about the Grand Palace being free. Turns out we were wrong. There's actually a ticket office. So it looks like the beginning bit that we were walking around, where you can see it from the outside and actually come in the palace grounds, is free. But if you want to go actually more inside and see the more religious buildings, the blue parts of the temple, which I believe are quite famous, you do need to buy a ticket. So we're going to go do that now. Do you need to be sure?
It says it's free entry for children under 120 centimeters. I'm like 150. No,
so the ticket that we purchased actually gives us access to 3 things. There's the Emerald Buddha, and then there's 2 museums inside, and then bundled as well, sort of every hour and a half on the weekdays, there's a masked traditional Thai dance. So we're going to be taking on all 3 of those today, hopefully.
We're not going to be able to show you though, there's no cameras allowed. Yeah,
we've just seen the sign for that, which is a bit of a bummer, but we'll just have to tell you in great detail how good it was.
Oh, no, maybe we can.
Or maybe it's okay. Let's just get the camera out and see if we get our wrists slapped. We're becoming those type of tourists.
The only thing with my cutie umbrella is there's a little bit of a breeze, and I don't want to break this umbrella, so now I'm resorting to this. My windbreaker.
And the chapel is absolutely stunning. I mean, the level of detail on every single surface is unbelievable. It's like tiny little bits of reflective like glass just covering absolutely anything where there isn't just gold.
A mosaic of like gems.
It's absolutely beautiful. And inside as well, where
can't take photos.
Can't take photos of it, but where the Emerald Buddha is inside is just
Breathtaking.
stunning. It's insane. It's just a huge sort of open atrium with the crisscross of wooden beams at the top, and at the end just a huge display with the 3 Buddhas. It's really something.
Really, yeah. My favourite part is when you have to obviously take your shoes off, and to get from the shoe rack to the chapel, you need to run across the marble that is directly in the sun. I don't know if we mentioned it, but it's 40 degrees. It feels that hot today, and I think we've burnt our feet.
Yeah, I think my soles are actually burnt. Well, I help harden them up for the rest of the trip, because I think there's a lot of places you need to take your shoes off here, so...
Oh gosh, yeah, oh, our feet are going to be so burnt. Oh well.
Probably something to take into consideration if you're thinking about coming here.
Maybe
though.
wear socks.
The socks are a good idea. There are a lot of people wearing socks with flip-flops, so
yeah,
put your pride aside and just do it. So we're currently in the chapel section of the Grand Palace, and the Grand Palace is divided into 3 sections, which you get into using your ticket, the same ticket that you use to get into here. The first section is the Chapel of the Emerald Buddha, with the belfries dotted around the outside where we are now. The second section is a little bit further out around the corner, which is where all the museums are. The final part that you can do is a traditional Thai masked dance festival. I believe it's called Khao Dance, Khao, which you have to get a shuttle to get to because it's at a proper theatre. So we're going to be checking that out after we're done here. Thanks. Can I just jump on here? We decided to not go to the second museum in favour of catching an earlier show. It's about lunchtime here, so we wanted to try and get some food in as well. We took a free shuttle bus over from the palace, and now we're at the Royal Theatre, and we're going to watch a traditional Thai mask dance.
I love the water puppet show in Vietnam, and if this is anything like that, or if I can have like some comparison, I'll be so happy. I love the water puppet show. There's like my top must go. The water puppet show.
We're definitely going to have to get a bigger recording of the water puppet show when we get round to it, because Gemma's love for the water puppet show is legendary in our circle of friends. So
I love the water puppet show.
It's okay.
So we just finished the masked dance show. Not a lot of masks.
Yeah, I thought it was, so it said earlier that it was like mostly just a masked dance, but it looks like the cow dance, dance, however you say it, is just one part of it.
Yeah, there's lots of different parts. There's like one about like the archaeological states, some about like the folk dances, and then like a little scene at the end. And we sat in the best seat because some of the dancers, they came down off the stage, and they went in the aisle, and we were sat in the aisle, and they were right in front of us like this.
So if you do get a chance to come, make sure you get an aisle seat, and they'll stop right in front of you,
which is
very, very cool. There's live music as well, which was unexpected. So
and I played If You're Happy and You Know It at the end.
Which also unexpected.
How would you rate it?
I would say
must go or no?
Must go. Like, definitely must go.
Okay.
I mean, it's included in the ticket, but also I feel like I really like these little cultural like slices type thing, and it was definitely like half an hour slice across a bunch of different stuff. Doesn't go on too long, so you don't get bored. Yeah. What about you, Gemma? Must go or no?
Must go. I would still say I missed the whimsy of the water puppet show, but this was excellent, especially when they came down into the audience. I was
blown away.
Yeah, whoa.
See, fantastic.
I think we need to go. That was our cue to go.
The silence says it's time to stop recording and go to our next spot. Back out into the heat.
So we have finally made it to Wat Pho. We've been trying to get here since Monday.
For 4 days.
But now we have made it. So we're gonna try our best to really soak in every minute, because I feel like it's been building up and it's gotta like have that payoff, you know?
Yes. This is also temple number 3 of the day, or temple adjacent building number 3 of the day. So we're gonna make sure that we enjoy this for everything that it is.
King Rama I built Wat Pho on the site of a previous temple, so it's actually a rebuilt temple. It's also where King Rama I's ashes are enshrined. Enshrined, entombed?
One or the other. Gemma, there's a crocodile pond. There's a crocodile pond.
Oh no.
Looks like we're going to number 15, wherever that may be. I think that this mosaic work on these temples is absolutely stunning. It's all over the temples we've seen so far in Thailand, and it's completely beautiful. So we stepped into a little side area where there are these huge sort of triangular, conical kind of towers. We believe they're called chedis or cheese.
I would say Chedi, right?
Chedi, probably.
C-H-E-D-I.
There's a pronunciation here. There's one for each of the great kings, I believe. So the one that's kind of behind me that way is for Rama III, and then the one in front of me is Rama I. And the interesting thing about the Rama I one is its green tiles represent Wednesday. That was his birthday.
Behind me is for King Rama IV. Now King Rama IV was actually also known as King Mongkut. It's spelled M-O-N-G-K-U-T, and he was known as being quite the intellectual character. Not only was he proficient as a diplomat, a lawyer, etc., he was also very proficient as a religious leader. My quest to find out who the Chedis are all for ends here. I can't see who this one is for. The yellow one.
Because we definitely haven't been walking around just reading the information plaques. Now, there's one thing that me and Gemma have learned on this trip, is that both of us are not very good at navigating using maps and not using our phones. We just spent a good couple minutes staring at one of those guide pictures, trying to figure out which direction we were, where we needed to go, and how we can find the legendary reclining Buddha. Behind me is the main attraction of Wat Pho, the thing that is sort of most legendary about it in Bangkok, and that is the reclining Buddha. So this is the largest reclining Buddha in Thailand, but I want to say in Asia.
It's 46 meters, I think.
It's pretty big.
We'll see if we
It is a holy place, so we might be able to bring you guys inside. We'll see how it goes.
Oh wow.
Unscripted Gemma reaction.
Oh wow.
That is a big Buddha. I don't think either of us really appreciate how big this thing is.
It's pretty big.
So Gemma, giant reclining Buddha at Wat Pho. Must go? Or oh no?
Oh, 100% I must go. It's so incredible to see in person. It's bigger than you would expect it. Bigger than I think the camera would show. It's huge. It's very impressive. Must go.